Son Christ. Isupk headquarters, Sabbath service has officially begun. Shapar, which means horn. Yayan, which stands for wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Shapar. Christ. Imajum, which means to stand. You all recite the prayers. Saw upon your Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'ah, Matazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Latalanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Basalaklanawa, Kawawakinawa, Kasalakanawa, Kawawakinawa, Wala'ah, Tabayayinawa, Banasaya 1, Abba, Hawashayinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, La'awalamyam, Aman, in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Baba Kwasha, Natan Lanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Ka'amaka'Allah, Waka'amadawa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al-Raka'wa, Hatama'ala, Nagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Tawada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahayam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayim, Ra'arataza, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Ayanabam, Shamarka, Hanala'a, Yanabam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Hazalka, Al-Ya, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ait in the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adamayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamasha Nayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya'aita Zawa, Altazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasharala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'aita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Aliyaka, Bara'af, Yakawafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashamayliam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabor, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashah, Anyashabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Aiman, Hayawa, Zawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Banakor, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayabmawa, Kaira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazamanai, Karnasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, La Nawa, Af, Naawaf, Alahayam, Alahayab, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tabaira Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Kantaradatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Banyaham, Kualawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaawa, Ay, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaira, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labatka, Ayawan, Alkaha Arataza. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asar also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. All my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burner for wood, and as the flame set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. I should get curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nation and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pascamatasi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, Nassau space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak that word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, to the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. So, which means to turn. Shabia, be seated. Clap it up. Messiah Christ. Last week we left off at Job 9 and 32. All right. I'm going to double check that real quick. Double checked it already. We're going to triple check that. All right. Don't be sure, make sure. All right. Job 9 and 32 is where we left off at last week. So today we're going to pick it up at Job chapter 9 and 33. Also short, Baba short. I'll take a cup of water. The water, please. Job 9 and 33 in the Hebrew. La'ah yash bayan yanwa mawak yak yashat yadwa al shan yanwa, verse 34, yasar ma'alia shabathwa wa'amathwa al tabai thanya, verse 35. The water, please. Adabara Wala'a Aya Runwa Kaya La'a Khan Anakia I Madia, chapter 10, verse 1. Nakwatha Napasya Bakayai Ahai Zabah Alia Shayakia Ada Barak Bamar Napasya, verse 2. Amar al Alawa al Thara Shayai Naya Hawa Dayai Naya al Maha Tarayabanya, chapter 10 and 3. Hathawab Laka Kaya Ta'ai Shakwa Kaya Tamaas Yagayai Ka Payak Wa'al I Tazat Rashai Yum Hawa Pa'ait, chapter 10 and 4. Ha'ai Yanya Bashar Laka Karawath Anawash Tara. All All right, in the English, Job chapter 9 and 32, 33. Neither is there any daysman betwixt us that might lay his hand upon us. Let's pick it up at 32 to get some context. For he is not a man as I am that I should answer him, and we should come together in judgment. All right, this was Job answering Bildad. All right, so the whole chapter in Job, chapter 9, is Job answering Bildad after Bildad was basically reasoning. And as we said last week, this is the men reasoning together, going back and forth. Bildad, Job, and another brother, which we're going to read about in chapter 10. All right. For he is not a man as I am that I should answer him, and we should come together in judgment. 33, where we started. Neither is there any daysman betwixt us that might lay his hand upon us both. Verse 34. Let him take his rod away from me, and let not his fear terrify me. 35. Then would I speak and not fear him, but it is not so with me. Chapter 10 and 1. My soul is weary of my life. I will leave my complaint upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. Verse 2. I will say unto God, do not condemn me. Show me wherefore thou contendest with me. Verse 3. Is it good unto thee that thou shouldest oppress, that thou shouldest despise the work of thy hands, and shine upon the counsel of the wicked? 10 and 4. Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man seeth? 10 and 5. Are thy days as the days of men? Are thy years as men's days? Verse 4 is the last verse? God to water. All right, we're picking it up at Job 10 and 5 in the Hebrew. All right. Akayamya anawash Yamyaka, Shana Wafyaka, Kayamya, Gabor. Verse 6. Kaya, Tabakwash, La'ai, Wanya, Walaka, Afya, Tabda Rawash. 7. Isla, the Ithaka, Kaya La'a, Arashai, Wa'ayan, Mayadka, Matazayal. Verse 8. Yadyaka, I Tazabawanya, Wayai, Shawanya, Yakad, Sabayab, Watha Balai, Yanya. Verse 9. Zakar, Na'a, Kaya, Kakamar, I Shayath, Thanya, Wa'al, Ipar, Tasha Yabania. Verse 10. Hala'ah, Kakalab, Tatha Yakanya, Waka Gab, Waka Gabana, Thakwa Payanya. Verse 11. Izar, Wabashar, Thala Bayashanya, Waba'ai, Tazamawath, Waga Yadyam, Tasa Kakanya. Verse 11 is the last verse. Chapter 10 and 5, which we just read. We're going to Job 10 and 6. that thou inquirest after my iniquity and searcheth after my sin. Verse 7. Thou knowest that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of thy hand. Verse 8. Thy hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Verse 9. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again. Verse 10. Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curdled me like cheese? Verse 11. Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. All right. Job 10 and 12. So in Job, all right, in these chapters, Job is basically reasoning, trying to understand why he's going through the tribulation, you could say, that he's going through. All right, it's him reasoning, and he's going back with his two friends, which is Bildad and the other brother's name, Zophar. All right, which you're gonna read about in verse 11. Job chapter 10 and verse 12 in the Hebrew. Kayayam Waka Sad I Shayaf I Madia Wapa Kwadafka Shamara Rawakia. Verse 13. Wa Allah Taza Panaf Bala Babka Yadaithia Kaya Zaaf Imaka. Verse 14. Katafia Washa Marathania Wama'ai Wanya La'a Thana Kwanya. Verse 15. Rasha'aithia Lalia Laya Wataza the Quafia La'a Asha'a Ra'ashia Shabai Kwalawan Ra'a Ain Ain Yai Wayaga. Verse 16. Kashakaf fierce lion. Kashakar. All right. Kashakar, fierce lion. It's a dope name right there. Kashakar. Baba Kashar, can you text that to me? Sha'ar? Job 10 and 16. Put fierce lion. The water. Kashakar, Tha Taza Wadanya, Wathashab, Tatha Pala Baya. Verse 17. Takadash Idyaka Nagadia Watha Rab Ka'ai Shaka I Madia Kalaya Pawath Wa Tazabaa Ainya. Verse 18. Walama'a Mara Kam Hataza Athania Agawai Wa Ayan La'a Thara Anya. Verse 19. Ka Ashar La'a Hayat. 18 is the last verse. Job chapter 10 verse 12. Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thy visitation have preserved my spirit. Verse 13, and these things hast thou hid in thy heart. I know that this is with thee. Verse 14, if I sin, then thou mockest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity. 15, if I be wicked, woe unto me, and if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head. I am full of confusion. Therefore see thou mine affliction. Verse 16, for it increaseth, thou huntest me as a fierce lion. All right, so Job is confused, right? And a lot of times it may happen to you that you realize as you were living a wicked life and everything seemed to be good in your life, but the minute that you decide, as you come into the truth and you are learning how wicked that your life that you are living truly is, as you realize these things and you're working hard to change your life and to be a righteous person, and you realize that as you are doing that, you start encountering trials and tribulation, and your life flip upside down as opposed to when you were living a wicked life. And this could confuse you. It could confuse you like, how the hell, now that I'm being righteous, and I'm not sleeping with whores, I'm not going to strip club, not smoking weed, not celebrating Christmas, not doing all the evil things that I used to do in the world, not selling drugs to my people, and then all of a sudden I'm going through all these trials and tribulations. Now all of a sudden your family hates you. Your family didn't hate you when you was in the world smoking weed, getting high, right, going to strip clubs, sleeping with whores. But the minute that you decide to be righteous, life, your life flip upside down, and that could confuse the hell out of you as a young man, right? But what you have to understand is that the scriptures tells you that when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Serving the Lord is warfare, bro. It is warfare. Just because you're righteous don't mean that you're not gonna go through hell. All right. And Job was a righteous man, and at this point, he's going through hell, and he's confused, trying to understand. Like, damn, I'm not wicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm wicked, you're gonna persecute me. Now I'm a righteous man, and I'm still getting persecuted. And he's confused about this, and he's going back and forth, trying to understand and questioning himself, and wanting to die. Like, he's going through all these different stages of confusion and emotion, right? All right, and you have to kind of put yourself in that position. Like, you are a rich man, you have a family, you have a wife, and then you lose everything. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in the world lose $100 and go crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lose your wife, you lose your kids, you lose all your sheep, which is money at the time. All your cattle, which is money. It's like losing your bank account, losing everything you have saved, your life saving. All right. So you got to put yourself in that position to understand why he's going through all these different stages. All right. Job 10 and verse 18 is the last verse, right? All right. Verse 17, thou renewest my witnesses against me, and increaseth thy indignation upon me. Did I read 16? Let's read 6. I don't think I read 16. 16. For it increaseth, thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and again thou showest thyself marvelous upon me. Verse 17. Thou renewest thy witnesses against me, and increaseth thy indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. And that's life. Life is about warfare. The minute that you decide to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Prepare yourself to go to war. And this is what we say in the UPK. Life is about warfare. Every damn day is war. All right. And war is not always guns and bombs and missiles. Right now, we going to war with the spirit of Christmas. Right. All right. While everybody else is in the Christmas spirit, which is an evil, filthy, disgusting spirit that causes people to commit suicide. Suicide is at its peak during Christmas. Robbery. All right. Murder. All right. thieves. All of these things skyrocket during this time because it's truly a wicked spirit. As we are celebrating in the name of family and for the kids, really we are celebrating an idol. We are worshiping an idol, right? And we go to war with that spirit. Verse 18. Wherefore then therefore, Salakia, wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the spirit and no eye had seen me. All right. So he's asking why, was I even born? Why was I even born? You were born to go to war, Joe. All right. That's why you were born. Chapter 10 and verse 19 in the Hebrew. Ka ashar la'ah ayah yafya ahaya mabasan. That was 18 I just read, right? In the English? Laqwabar, Awa verse 20. Hala'a, Ma'ait, Yumya, Yakadal, Yashayaf, Wa Shayaf, Mamanya, Wa'a Bala Yaga, Ma'ait, verse 21, Batharam, Alak, Wala'a, Shawab, Al, Arataza, Kashak, Watazalam Mawaf, verse 22, Arataza, Yapath, Yapatha, Ayapatha, Kamawa, Apal, Taza Lamawaf, Wala'a, Sadaryam, Wathapai, Kamawa, Apal, chapter 11, verse 1, Wayain, Tazapar, Hanai, Mafia, Ya'amar, verse 2, Arab, Dabarium, La'a, Ya'ai Naha, Ayash, Shapathium, Yatazadak, verse 3, Badyaka, Mathium, Yakarayashwa, Watha La'aib, Wa'ayan, Ma'kalam. 3 is the last verse, right? Right. Real quick, right? Sidebar. Let's give it up for Captain Tazariak. It's always destroying something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Captain Tazariak knows that life is about warfare. All right, because men above him train him, and this is why he trained us to be about warfare. All right. Every time I look at my phone, I got a notification of that Captain Tazariak is destroying something. Every time I cannot look at my phone and not see a notification that Captain Tazariak is destroying something, whether it's on Clubhouse, on YouTube, in the conscious community, the Aboriginal community, the more, it don't matter. Give it up for Cap, man.
That's right.
All right. Job chapter 11. We're starting at 10 and 19, correct? Job chapter 10, verse 19. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Verse 20. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Verse 21. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. Verse 22. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. chapter 11, verse 1. Then answered Zophar the Nahamathite and said, 2. Should not the multitude of words be answered, and should a man full of talk be justified? Verse 3. Should thy lies make men hold their peace, and when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed? 3 is the last verse, right? All right. Job chapter 11, verse 4 in the Hebrew. Watha Amar Zak Lakwakia Wabar Haya Yafia Ba'ai Yaka, verse 5. Wa'a Walam Maya Yatan Alawa Debar Waya Pafta Shapathian Aimaka, verse 6. Wayagad Laka Ta'ai Lamawath Kaka Ma'a Kaya Kakama'a Kaya Ka Palium Lathawasha Ya Wadai Kaya Yasha'a Laka Alawa Ma'ai Wanka, verse 7. Ha Kakwa Alawa Tama Taza I Takal Yaf Shadia Tama Taza, verse 8. Gabahaya Shamayam Ma'a Tapail I Makwa Masha'awa Ma'a Tadai, verse 9. Araka'a Ma'arataza Mada'a Warakaba'a Manya Yum, verse 10. Ya Kalak Waya Sagaya Waya Kwa Ayaw Wamaya Yasha Yab Yashayabanwa, verse 11. Kaya, which is the last verse?
The last verse is verse 10.
Verse 10? God. All right. Job chapter 11 and verse 4. For thou have said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean in thy eyes. But oh, that God will speak and open his lip against thee. Verse 6. And that he will show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is known, to that which is. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. Verse 7. Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? Verse 8. It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? Verse 9. The measure thereof is longer than the earth, and broader than the sea. Verse 10. If he cut off and shut up, or gather together, then who can hinder him? All right. Basically, over here, Zophar is expressing how, you can't really measure the Most High. Right? We can't measure the Most High wisdom. This is similar to in Ezra, right? In the book of First and Second Ezra, when Ezra was speaking to the angel, he's trying to understand the Most High God, trying to understand, the last days and why we are in this condition that we are in, right? And the scripture tells us, man, the ways of the Most High is not, the Most High's ways is not the same as ours. A lot of times you can't understand what's going on because our hand is too short to box with God. All right. So it is the Most High's will. And as a priest and prophets, we understand that in the UPK. This is why we take the position that we take in the ISUPK, because we decided not to do our will. All right, because we understand clearly that, whatever the Most High decided, what His will is what we are going to live. All right, as priests and prophets. All right, and it takes a certain kind of man to understand that, because otherwise you're gonna be questioning everything, right? And this is how people become atheists,
Right.
because they can't understand. You can't even make your hair grow if you wanted to. You go bald. You can't say, what? Let me make my hair come back. You can't bring back yesterday. You trying to understand the Most High God. We're picking it up at verse 19, right, Shaw?
This would be verse 11.
Oh, Salaki, verse 11. Verse 11 to 17. Come, which set is this?
This is the sixth set.
Sixth set, come. Job chapter 11, verse 11. Kaya hawa'a yadai mathya shawa'a wayara'a awan wala'a yatha ba one watha bawanan. Verse 12. Wa ayash na bawab yalabab wa ay yor para adam yawalka talakia ya walak. Verse 13. Atha'a ha kayan wath labka wapa rashath alayawa ka kapak. All right, so like here, verse 14. I won bayadad hara kaya kwa wa tashakan ba alayaka I wala. Verse 15. Kaya azar tasha'a panyaka mamawam waha yayaf matazak wala'a tayara'a. Verse 16. Kaya atha I mal ta shakak kamayam I bawa ta zakar. Verse 17. Wama tazaharyam ya kwawam kalak ta I pa kabakwa tahaya. Verse 18. Oh, 17 is the last verse. Come. All right. Job 11 and 11. All right, and by the way, tomorrow is the closing. All right, is the closing of the Feast of Hanukkah, sundown. All right, make sure you tune in. All right, if you can make it in person, or reach out to the camp leader of your zone. All right, tomorrow is the closing of the Feast of Hanukkah, sundown tomorrow. Job 11 and 11. For he knoweth vain man, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not then consider it? Verse 12. For vain man will be wise, though man be born like a wild ass colt. a wild ass's coat. Verse 13. If thou prepare thy heart and stretch out thy hands toward him. Verse 14. If iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. Verse 15. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast and shalt not fear. Verse 16. Because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that passed away. Verse 17. And thine age shall be clearer than the noonday. Thou shalt shine forth. Thou shalt be as the morning. All right, Job 11 and 18 in the Hebrew. Waba thakaf kaya yash takwa wa waka parath labafta tasha kab. Verse 19. Warabatazaf wa ayan makarayak wa kalwa panyaka rabayam. Verse 20. Wa ayanya rasha'ayam takal yan takal la yana takal yana shall fail. Takal yana takal yana wama nawam abad manaham. As I'm reading the Hebrew, certain things that I'm trying to that's why sometimes you see me repeating these words and trying to see the like how you apply it right in the Hebrew, like shall fail. So this is why sometimes you see me stuck on the word salakia. All right. Continuing in the middle of verse 20. Watha kwawatham ma pak na napash. Chapter 12 and 1. Wayain ayawab waya amar. Verse 2. Amad nam kaya atham aim wa'ai makam thama wath ka kama. Verse 3. Gum laya labab kama wakam la'a Nepal, Anakya, Makam, Wa'af, Maya, Ayan, Kamawa, Allah. Verse 4. Shakat, last verse. Shakat, Lara'ai, Hawa, Ahaya, Kwara'a, La'alwa, La Alawa, La Alawa, Waya'ai Nahwa, Shakawak, Tazadayak, Hamayam. All right. Job chapter 11 and verse 18 in English. And thou shalt be secured, because there is hope. Yea, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. Also, thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yea, many shall make suit unto thee. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. Chapter 12 and 1. And Job answered and said, no doubt, but ye are the people, and wisdom shall die with you. Verse 3. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yea, who knoweth not such thing as these? Verse 4. I am as one mock of his neighbor. All right. So as Job is going through what he's going through, his friend, when they talking to him, it's like talking to him as if, he's a sinner, right? Well, if you are righteous, this is what will happen to you. But if you're wicked, right, this is, you got to get persecuted. And Job is answering here like, who don't know these things? Like, I'm not a wicked man. Like, you talking to me like, I'm an evil, disgusting bastard. All right. Verse 3, but I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yea, who knoweth not such thing as these. Verse 4, I am as one mock of his neighbor who calleth upon God, and he answered him, the just upright man, his laugh to scorn. Which is the last verse, Shaul?
Verse 4, sir.
Verse 4, Khan. All right, most high in Christ. All right, next week we're going to pick it up at Job chapter 12 and 5. All right. So back here, Job 12 and 5. All right. Let's make sure we have that. All right, most high in Christ. That, my Job here. Oh. Christ. Yayan, which means wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Have a seat, Abacha. Again. Wow. That, then of Israel. Imajam, which means to stand. Sword upon your Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. You're going to recite the prayers. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Quadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Taba'a, Wazazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Lathanlanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Kamawafyanawa, Kasalaknawa, Kamawafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabayayanawa, Banasayawan, Above, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'tatara, the Iwalamyam, Aman, in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kwashah, Nathalanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Ka'amakala, Ka'amadawa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamafyim, Hakak, Arakawah, Hatama Allah, Lagarashun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Gawala Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ai, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Wagarka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Ayad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Ashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Napashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Wabawaaka, Ma'aita, Wa'ait I will learn. In the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam, Adamayalaka, Alta Karash, wa Alta Shakwat, Kayahana, Awayabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashana Yakab, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya'aita Zawad, Alta Zapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Manakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yasakar, Sham Yasharala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'aita Zawad, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Bara'af, Yakarafwa, Ahoya, Adawan, Wayashamailian, Mawa'aba, Wahagoya, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Alashaf, Anyashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawa, Nalawa, Aiman, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labanya Lawai, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamayan, Kasayasa Ra'a, Kayabian, Manakar, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayabmawa, Kaira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazalmanai, Kanasayakawa, Ashar, Amawa, Nayawa Shah, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagongala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Tabaira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryan, Kantaradatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapaka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Ya'ai, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahweh, Labaka, Ayawan, Akaha Arataza. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Esau also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Sabbath and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. All by power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame set up the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. I should be curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, like prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into that sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinhead, Posse Kamatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, Nassau Space Program, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro to the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak that word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media throughout the whole world. Cause him to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, thank you always. So be it. So be it. So we change the turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I match him Shabbat. I match him Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatam. Yachmatah. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters that may be watching. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Salakim Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Alta Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, Yachmatah, dismiss. Wrap it up. Sign Christ. What? What are you worried about?